Algebra page 6, page 40. I'm going to give you a little bit of help on word problems. So go ahead and open your page to page 43, and we're going to look at problem number 5. So I'm going to read it for you here, and you can read along. Twice a number decreased by a second number equals 6. 3 times the first number increased by twice the second equals 23. Find the two numbers. Well, the hardest thing about word problems like this is just the setup. Once you get it set up, things seem to flow a little bit easier. So when we're talking about a system of equations, we need to look at two separate parts of what they're telling us here. They usually break it up into two sentences. The first sentence is going to be one equation, and the second sentence is going to be the second equation. So let's just read through the first sentence again, trying to picture what they mean by this. Twice a number decreased by a second number equals 6. So when they just say a number, twice a number, that means it's kind of like a wild card or an unknown number. We used, as you remember, variables to denote those kind of numbers, ones that we're not so sure of right now. So let's just go ahead and use x first. Usually when you come across an unknown number, you give it x, and if you come across a second different one, you call that one y. So it says twice a number, so that means 2 times that number. 2 times x. So 2 times x. Okay, and now it's going to be decreased. So that's going to be a subtraction sign because you're going to decrease something from it. Decreased by a second number. A second number has to be y in this case. We can't use x over again. We've already used that. So remember that the first number that we're talking about is x. The second number we talk about is y. And this says that they're all equal to 6. So there we wrote our first equation. Seems simple enough. So let's go ahead and do the second one. 3 times the first number, that's x, remember? So 3 times x increased, so we're going to plus, increased by twice the second. So 2 times y equals 23. There's our system of equations. We'll put a left bracket on it. And now we have to decide whether it's easier to use substitution or addition. Well, do we have any additive inverses? Because that will make addition a lot easier. We actually don't, but we have something very close. We have a negative y and a positive 2y. So all we have to do to create additive inverses is to multiply this top equation by 2. And that would create the additive inverse up here. Let's go ahead and do that, and you'll see what I mean. So 2, we're going to times everything by 2, remember. 2 times 2x, it's the first term, minus 2 times y equals 2 times 6. All of this resolves to 4x minus 2y equals 12. Let's write this one right below it, and then we'll go ahead and add them together. So 3x plus 2y equals 23. This becomes 7x. These cancel out, and you're just left with 35 over here. Let's write it a little bit cleaner on the bottom. That's what it is. To isolate the x variable, divide each side by 7. These two cancel out. 35 divided by 7 becomes 5. So x equals 5. Let's plug this back in so we can figure out what y is now. Now that we know that, let's plug it into the top equation. So x equals 5. So 2 times 5 minus y equals 6. This resolves to 10 minus y equals 6. Let's plus y just to change its side, or its sign here. We want a positive y. So we're going to plus it to each side. These two will cancel out, and we'll be left with 10 equals 6 plus y. Now let's get rid of this 6. These two cancel out, and this just becomes 4. So 4 equals y. So if you remember these two coordinates here, our ordered pair is going to be 5 and 4. Let's check this. Check it with this one right here, the bottom one. So 3 times 5, 3 times 5 plus 2 times 4 plus 2 times 4, and this is all going to equal 23. Equals 23. This becomes 15. 3 times 5. This is going to become 8. And this is actually 23. So it does check out, and this is in fact the right answer right here. So remember, when you're doing these kind of problems, word problems, you just need to visualize and take it one piece at a time and visualize what they're trying to tell you. And if they're talking about some unknown number, you can use variables such as x and y. Always use x first, and if you come across a second number, unknown number, use the variable y. And once you do that, things will run a lot smoother.